Wait, but what happened to Slipstream SCA? There's no Tricentennial Electrics on the list.
Yes, I've come to place an order.
Oh my God.
The lieutenant exchanges a look with you.
It's you. Oh my God. I didn't think I would hear your voice.
What?
She must be mistaking you for someone else. Who cares that you don't remember her? Just go along with it.
Do we know each other?
Michelle, just please. Why did you even call? I don't understand. You've been gone for months. I thought you didn't care.
Of course I care. I've been going through some tough times.
Ever since I came to work here, it's different. As if my mind's been wiped clean.
A spot of static overrides her words. When she speaks again, it sounds like she's submerged.
It's so nice. It's so nice to be able to finally forget.
Forget about what?
She sounds like she's about to cry.
Hello?
She doesn't answer.
You said it was nice. What's so nice about forgetting?
Silence. The only thing you can hear now is static and waves washing ashore on the bay.
What just happened?
Another seagull passes by. It's getting cold standing here, staring at the silent call box.
I don't know what happened either. We should probably stop playing with this thing.
Alright, it's a goodbye
You
then.
press the number sign on the keypad that terminates the call. 12 name cards on the call box read.
Main hall building A.
Off-key melody starts playing after you ring the doorbell. Then a woman picks up the receiver.
Kudo, please stop calling here. Grown-ups don't have time for your stupid games.
She thinks you're the gremlin child. What would he say to this?
It's me investigating the doomed commercial area, just like we discussed.
Oh, I'm sorry, officer. I thought you were... But the doorbell is broken, and the bookstore shouldn't even be on the list anymore. So I can't help you. Please don't call here again. Thanks.
A single beep indicates that the line has gone dead.
Okay, let's try the
All
gym.
you hear is static, but no one answers the call.
Okay. Andrew Orlando Hare?
You ring the doorbell, but no one answers. What an ominous name for a hair salon. Doesn't bode well for anyone's hair.
Fashion?
You wait for a minute or two, but all you get from the call box is silence. No one answers the
24-hour
call.
window.
You ring the doorbell, but nothing happens.
Fabron's taxi.
Looks like someone has melted
Right,
half the
taxidermy?
plastic off with a lighter. The doorbell doesn't work anymore.
East Delta Pinball.
Silence. No one answers your call.
Main hall.
Nothing happens after you ring the doorbell. They don't want to talk to you.
Okay, so this is the one that does something. Oops.
thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace, coloring it pitch black.
Can I find a different path? Is there like a way I can go up? I guess no.
This old fireplace is covered in light. The whole thing resembles Cadran mosaic.
Or wait, did I never go this way?
An iron safety curtain curves before your eyes, folded like a bellows. It covers half the room, blocking the way into a colossal industrial chimney. This is directly above the central furnace in the cellar. The voices probably came from here.
Okay, we will knock on it, but not yet. The floorboards creak. Okay, what's this? Okay, sorry, I was just checking on Max. He's not feeling spectacular, so. Shoes in a puddle of melting snow. Well, if it's melting, that means that somebody must have just came up here, right?
As before, an iron. This is directly above the central furnace.
You
in
knock
the
on it?
odd thing to do. Nothing happens.
Knock on harder.
Still nothing. No one's home.
Knock even harder.
Those curtains prove to be surprisingly sturdy. Your fist hurts now.
There must be another way to wake up whoever is in there. Maybe we can try yelling into the furnace downstairs.
Okay. They want me to yell into the furnace then. I wasn't sure if that would be like the right thing to do because I didn't want to like spook them. But we'll try it.
A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace, coloring it pitch black.
Okay, yell into the furnace.
You muster all your strength and yell. Your dehydrated, hungover throat can produce little more than a dry croak. The chatter from the chimney continues on as before. You seem to have made no impression on whatever's up there. Then again, maybe it's worth actually trying something up there.
Maybe you should let your voice rest, officer. Try again later.
Okay. That's fine. Okay, so we'll look around a little bit more. It's almost 5 o'clock. Yeah. Yeah? He makes like the stretchy noises. How am I supposed to get this off?
An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material, eternite. Because it's nice and orderly. Well, rhythmic pattern calms your mind. Mammals like this stuff.
Okay. If I equip this, can I like...
An inconspicuous pile. An inconspicuous pile.
Okay, let's see what else we have to do. So we have to go to the harbor for a few things. You okay? So I still can't find a way into the secret passage. I'm wondering if I have to go through from the other side. Oh, I can zoom out. Yeah, that's helpful. Boot, I found a bag. Now I can pick up bottles.
Have you no shame? Whining about your back every time you bring out the measuring tape.
René, you're a man with a fork in a world of soup. Please, let's just try to enjoy the game, all right?
I'm trying to, but you keep breaking my concentration. You're old. I can see that. We're both old. Now stop grabbing your ass like it's a girl.
These manly men are playing balls. This is a ball game. Grab a ball and play it. Don't ask questions. Shoot first. Ask questions never.
Can I ask what this
you've
is?
Got this. There's the ball. You're the game.
Observe them first.
See? Your munching and complaining have ruined my concentration.
I'm gonna try putting the baby down for a second. Hang on. He's getting pretty warm and he's been dead asleep for like a good 20 minutes. Hey, Tachil, you learned earlier while ordering food. Yeah, no worries. Oh, I just put the baby back down so I can actually stretch and move a little bit. Oh. He's a cute little bugger, but cramming myself against the desk with the pillow so that I can have him on my lap does not allow for much movement or stretching. Oh. Hang on. 1 second. Whoops.
Mon Dieu. The pain in my back is...
That is not what I meant to do. I was using the wrong keyboard. Hang on. Okay. Alright. Yeah, he's asleep. Oh, man. The objective of the game be to throw the metal ball so it lands by the wooden ball. The pain in my back is unbearable. I can't even say if it's my back or my hip anymore.
I hope you pass out from it, you goddamn jellyfish. Men like you are
How's your weekend going, Tachio?
Trying to throw something as close to a predetermined point as possible. Measuring. This must be the age-old game of petanque. Shush. Ignore them. They don't know what they're doing. They're old. You are letting down yourself and the team. Get in the damn game already.
Your weekend's going alright? That's good.
Does it matter what team?
I think next stream I might try to do some 3D modeling.
The blue team. You're
because I'm
letting
kind
them
of
down.
getting the
Get in
hang
the
of
game
trying to
and
do
throw
stuff
the
with
goddamn ball.
the baby. Why are you so mean to me?
Eyes on the ball, Dinky Winky.
Did I grab the PlayStation Plus games? Yes, I did. And I poked into Dreams a little bit. I didn't do too much with it. Like, I ran through, like, the initial part. You know, like, picking my little fluff ball thingy. And stuff. Like, and then I got through that, like, little part where I can pick the stage and stuff. So. Wait, I lose a point for knowing what the game is? Okay.
Sure, officer. I am René Arnaud. And my specially abled partner here is Gaston Martin. How can we help you?
Do you know anything about the man hanged in the backyard of Whirling in Rags?
Unfortunately, I don't. Unlike most of the locals, I have no qualms about assisting law enforcement. But this affair has passed me by completely.
I was teaching myself, though, because there was a Humble Bundle a while ago that was a bunch of books for learning Blender. And one of them actually went over simulations. So I was... Oh, he's fine. He was making noises, and I didn't know if he was starting to get fussy or not. He was just stretching and getting comfy. One was simulations, and so I practiced how to do... I learned how to do fire. That said, I 100% need a new computer. Like, oh my god. Like, not even the rendering, just simulating the fire itself. Simulating 150 seconds of fire itself took like 20 minutes. So, my goal is to maybe try and get a new computer. Use the current computer as essentially a render farm that we stick in a closet with some just cheap-ass monitor. That I can use to render, like, overnights and stuff. and then get something that's actually like a beast for doing the actual Blender stuff in gaming. But I mean, money, so. That said, I mean, we don't want me to, but there's always the potential I could get a job if I need to. But neither me nor Mux really wants that right now. We found out, though, that I might actually qualify for my social security number, so I'm waiting to find out if that goes through. And most of the locals?
In Martinez, the union is the law. So can you really blame them?
But you don't have a problem with cops?
Cop is a pejorative term. I don't have a problem with policemen. On the contrary, I admire the effort to bring order to our streets.
But yeah, like, a lot of the tutorial, like, a lot of the books just are kind of dealing with, like, kind of follow-along projects for, you know, modeling very specific things. But there's a couple of books that, will be very useful. One is, doing topology for human models and stuff. Like, topology for humans to make for better animating. One is procedural, doing things procedurally. So not even modeling itself, but learning how to make things procedurally. And then one was simulations, so fluids, which would be fire, water, air. There was soft body simulations. And then there was something called a dynamic paintbrush, I think, which lets you do things like footprints and stuff. Footprints in snow or sand kind of thing. Like water drops from rain. Stuff like that. So
He doesn't know about the crime.
it's all
Your
stuff
time is
that,
better
like, I
spent
want to learn how to do
discussing
really bad.
politics.
But my computer just can't hold up to a lot of it right now. So you don't know
If I
anything.
knew, I would not be afraid to tell you. I
But,
simply don't.
yeah,
I'm an old
hopefully,
man, not
I
a
mean,
coward.
I can at least
They
make
business of
my
the riffraff no
my
longer
mascot
concerns
now,
me.
though, and we can add the fire for the main. That would be cool.
'Tis true, sire. He knows nothing.
You seem to be playing in a crater. I mean, it looks more like a sewer drain, but what about this dude?
I have really outdone myself. This is divine.
Yes, that's what you need, Gaston. More padding on that fat ass of yours. I hope your heart gives out.
Honey, it's a little pleasures. Life doesn't need to be a struggle. Hello, officer. How might I be of assistance on this fine day?
Tell me what you know about the dead man.
Let me think. I heard someone was hanged and left on a tree for a week. But that's all I know, really.
You must have heard something.
No, officers, I'm sorry. And I really would like to assist. You are both good guys. I can see
Oh,
that.
looks like it started raining outside.
Then help them, you wimp. You have plenty of shoulder with the ghost caviar in the Union. Someone must know something.
Oh, okay.
It means caviar socialists.
I wish I could, but I just don't know anything. I always keep my nose clean and don't gossip. Everyone knows and respects that.
Odd. He doesn't seem to be lying, but there's something off here.
Sounds a bit like you're holding back.
I'm not even anyone.
Of course he's holding back. His mouth is so full of Union prick he can't even speak properly.
Oh, God.
Can I at least finish my fucking sentence before you piss on it? Is that okay, René? I'm not anyone important in the Union. I just know Evrard.
I think he just did the arms thing and missed it. This. Well, give me a second before you open it. We'll try again. You follow me on dreams. You worked out you don't really have time to learn it well, so you just look at other people's stuff right now. Yeah, no worries. I need to check it out more. Okay, give me a second though. Baby has like this one very specific reflex that we keep trying to catch on video because we don't want to. It's one of those things that if we miss it, we're gonna miss it when he's not doing it anymore. We think we just missed him doing it, but. Nope. You're gonna have to message me every time before you come in the door.
Pretty much.
Essentially, he has a startled reflex where he just flings his arms up in the air, and it's so cute. No, I'll have to look up dreams. I actually find it really cool though that you actually use the motion controls on the. Like you use the gyroscope on the controller to do stuff, and that seems like so cool. So I'm gonna have to see what I can. I'm gonna have to play with it some more. How do you know Everard?
Everyone in Martinez knows the Clare brothers. I taught these boys human studies and history in the gymnasium.
What do you know about history? You never witnessed history. Only heard about it years later, when it had already moved on. You don't know history.
Technically, then nobody could know history, because if it's history, it's before your time. So, yeah.
The old soldier mumbles something under his breath and turns to face the sea. There he stands, proud, rigid and alone, like a cracking marble statue.
Let's try not to get caught in a crossfire.
Are you a union member?
Oh, in many ways, yes. Like an honorary member. I attend meetings and parties, help with little things. Evrard, Edgar, and the older debarders all know me. Oh, yes.
You're not an actual
Not
member.
in the technical sense. I don't have a vote or a membership card, but Evrard keeps me on the payroll, just for the little things.
Okay.
So that's what it was before. Him hiding something. He tries to make it look like he's a big deal in the Union, and now the illusion is disintegrating before your and Renee's eyes. He doesn't know anything, because no one tells him anything. He's an outsider.
Of course he's not a member. He's not a member of anything. I knew that. He's a Vezavane.
Maybe I'll try the dreams on stream at some point too, Tuchu. And just mess around in it. I want to try and start, like, unless, like, specifically me and Mux are doing something kind of chill, which will probably be a little more often than before. I want to try and start streaming more of what I do again. Just because, I mean, you know, things are often going on here now, so. He's a weather vane. Blah, blah, blah.
I hate the socialist rabble, but even siding with them is better than living your entire life on the fence. Never committing to anything. Pick a damn side already.
Okay, what are the little things you do?
Writing work mostly. Occasionally, he needs something written, and I happen to have a way with words, people say.
Okay, what kind of things do you write for him?
Oh, nothing official, I assure you. Just essays for the newspapers. about Martinez and how
I've been
things
messing
are
around in
and how they
Genshin
could
again
be.
off stream,
Evad and
upstairs,
I
just using the
had these long
PS4.
talks where
Pretty is on the PS5, but I need to try and earn a lot more Prima Gems so that I can try and get my fishy mage. God, it's so slow on the PS4 though.
Well, he tells his little pen man exactly what to say. It's commie propaganda, plain and simple. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Are you a caviar
I
socialist?
don't even consider myself a regular socialist. Politics
Human gems take
is
work.
not really something
I mean, I got a
involve
bunch
myself
in, and there's a few
obviously.
events. I actually... Hey, Killbot. But Genshin is a daily game with the Welcome Moon. I like the event where it's like the hide and seek with the animals. That was actually a lot of fun. I did the first two. And hey, Killbot, it's you have it on PS4 and everything takes so long to know. Oh, I know. Oh, not only that, but Killbot. So when I fast travel with the PS5, it's like instant. Fast traveling on the PS4 takes like 5 minutes. You need to believe in something.
I believe everyone has the right to think and do whatever they want, even if it's nothing at all.
I mean,
I'm very
that's fair.
adaptable.
Oh, Max, do you want an M&M before I finish? Hang on, guys. I'm gonna give Max an M&M. Mama's done. So slow, it's legit hard to play. Yeah, I know. I know how you feel.
No, thank you. For
Okay,
being consummate professionals, you'll have this case wrapped up in no time.
That's it. Tire tracks leading onto the roof. The slush and rain has almost washed them off. An ancient fountain. Currently playing Mountain Blade Bannerlord. Xbox loading times are slow. Splatter of bullet holes lines the wall. Distant skull of seabirds. More money! Broken window. Tibbs has windows.
This coin-operated viewer is facing southwest. Its coin slot is full of fossilized bubblegum, rendering the machine permanently inaccessible.
Poor little viewer.
The metal feels cold and wet under your palm. It looks unhygienic.
Look inside.
A thick layer of graffito covers the lenses. You spell out the word Onuk written on the other side, with N and C scribbled backwards. That's Kuno on the lens. Under the graffito, a sea of blues and greys appear. Behind the water lies a coast studded with concrete and reeds. On it, a church on stilts. Lanky weather-worn wooden planks, an X-shaped cross topping its tower. You know this to be the star of Pericarnassus, or the Cairo, the central symbol of the Pericarnassian church, a star, a great moral height to be strived towards. Around the large wooden building you see chunks of sea ice gathered on the beach, and a small tent set up on the ice.
Oh, I wanted to check the settings really quick. Okay, yeah, see, I do have streamer mode on, so then I don't know why I had, apparently there's a Twitch integration mode, where people can pick, like, the options I do, but I wanted to play the first playthrough, like, myself.
This coin-operated viewer is facing south. The instruction manual says to insert 25 centimes and pull the handle while looking inside. Then use the focus knob to zoom in if necessary. Why place a tourist attraction in the middle of such poverty?
What's the tourist attraction
There
doing
was
here?
a revitalization project in 49. A design studio tried restoring Martinez to its pre-war glory. It didn't stick. They got as far as the street lamps and the statue on that intersection. Then something went sour. I suspect that something was Everard Clare, the union leader. He muscled them out. It's how it usually goes around here.
Can't we do
We
something
should
about it?
have done something about the union 10 years ago. That ship has sailed, officer.
Insert coin.
Your money disappears into the coin slot. A clunk, the ring of metal. The curtains on the display open. You lean in to catch the view. It's blurry, different blues and greens. In the middle of the shimmer stands a drab grey shape, like a ghost.
Focus?
The lenses shift. The ghost sharpens into an islet in the bay. In the ruins, a man-made structure is visible. A half-sunken sea fort. Its concrete almost reconquered by nature.
Oh, and me and Mux are gonna play with some more ways, like, trying to get the multi-view stuff back up, too. And then I'm hoping that maybe next week we can try to work on something I wanted to do for Oxygen Not Included as well. But we'll have to see how Mux is feeling, because he hasn't been feeling well this week so far.
It looks as if it was abandoned quite some time ago. Nothing but a rotten tooth remains of the anti-aircraft tower. A lonely birch tree grows out of it.
Ruins of some kind of building.
Really? I don't have the eyesight to make it out.
Okay, let's go with that. Oh, I have to equip this. Okay. How do I... Where's my map? There we go. Okay, so this map isn't entirely accurate. Okay, so there are some that I can retry. Is there anything not too challenging that I could try? No.
Whoa. What have we here?
Bridge.
A bridge with
Shit.
loose nails and rot-infested wood that creaks in the wind. A construction code violation if there ever was one.
Looks like we have a construction code
True.
violation.
They never cleaned up the war damage. The rest of Relashot looks better, though.
Look at think of the
bridge is fine
splinters.
enough. Locals use it all the time, after all. It's nothing to worry about. Shall we?
Okay, here. Okay, wait. Oh, yes. I think I was trying to figure out how to get back here.
Are you trying to sneak up on me? Come to slit my throat in my sleep?
Apparently, she doesn't like people standing behind her back. Logic error. She is not sleeping right now.
Pig's come to take me out, trying to snuff me out.
Are you sleeping right now?
Don't get fucking clever with me, pig. You think you're so clever.
Well, you don't like me. Okay, what's this? $2. I found 2 cents. A garden hose. This won't be of use till snow melts.
Hey, what's that noise down there?
There must be another way into the building.
Whoa, what the hell was that? Oh yes, this is kind of where I was trying to get around to. Just a closed door, but you look at it suspiciously. I wanted to look at this. Okay, I can't get to the greenhouse. I was hoping I could get to the greenhouse. Okay, I can't do anything there.
Yeah, you better keep walking.
Do I need to whip up this? Yes, okay.
Look at me when I'm talking to you.
Inside the frame of a motorcycle and repairing the tools used to descend south.
Hey, up here
Recently painted boats.
striking woman leans against the cabin top of her sailing boat, smiling as you approach. Her green raincoat glistens with droplets. A silk scarf is tied around her throat.
Good afternoon, officers. I'm Joyce.
It's a bit late, but you haven't realized how... But you haven't really considered how far we've come with speedy load times nowadays. Yeah? Well, especially with things like the PS5 or when you put like things on an actual SSD. Or sorry, like like a hard drive versus an SSD versus even the NVMe's.
Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbour. You gentlemen must be from the RCM.
Shake her hand.
I'm glad to see you here.
Like steel, there is strength there. If she wanted, she could sink her nails deep into your skin.
I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this matter, I will, gladly.
Okay.
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode. Very unusual. But I can assure you of his ultimate competency.
It happens quicker than a shooting star. But did the lieutenant just wink at you?
Oh god.
How interesting. I wish you a swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation, and the full cooperation of the Wild Pines group.
Tell me about Wild Pines, what do you do?
What we do. I'm afraid I don't speak for Wild Pines as a whole. It's a giant undertaking.
Just because they indicated you should start with, like, vague questions?
There was a touch of discomfort there.
Which makes sense.
She wants to merely represent.
So what did they do?
The Pines' core competency is logistics. Container shipping, freight, that sort of thing. See those airships there, blinking? Those are the shipping side of things. And that is the terminal. Another subdivision deals with energy, oil and gas exploration, offshore platforms.
The Wild Pines Group is one of the original Revacholian Indo-tribes. Companies awarded royal monopolies by the king, the suzerain himself, centuries ago. The king is long gone, but several of the Indo-tribes remain.
Okay.
She nods.
What can you tell me about the strike?
Everything. Right up to, but not including, trade secrets.
What if I want to hear about trade secrets?
First, you'd have to repeal the Emergencies Act of Trade in Elements. That gives me the right to silence. It's quite the octopus.
How do I repeal
Why?
it?
By throwing off half a century of foreign domination under the Coalition. Unfortunately for you, the Coalition also leases you the right to police West Revachol.
You'd be shooting yourself in the foot, in other words.
But I am derailing us. You wanted to know about the strike.
What's your role in this
I
precisely?
believe the official title is Senior Labor Negotiator. In practice, I'm a grocery clerk. I relay the union's demands to Wild Pines and return with Wild Pines' counteroffer.
Because there's strong feelings that this murder is because of the strike, so...
And how are the talks going?
They're not. That's the problem. The union stopped all negotiations a week ago, after that awful lynching took place.
Okay.
Wait, she just admitted that the lynching and the strike
Yeah.
are connected.
Now they won't even let me into the harbour. There's a 2-meter-20 racist behemoth blocking the gates.
How were the talks going before the lynching?
Let's say I was not making the kind of progress I'd hoped for when I first arrived.
And when did you first arrive?
I arrived 3 weeks ago. Yes, in the middle of February. The bay was still partially frozen then. I prefer to do these things on site, like the RCM.
But the strike began in December.
I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with Gaumont despite concessions he'd granted the union in prior negotiations.
This isn't the first time the union has gone on strike.
Heavens no. There have been 2 prior strikes. Both times the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan. This time their demands are more, I guess you could say, aggressive.
Ludicrous even. It's meant.
Okay, what happened to Gaumont?
Mr. Clare told him to... how did he put it? Fuck off, midget. Gaumont is short of stature, you see.
Okay then.
Yes. Keep in mind, this is a negotiator Mr. Clare has worked with before, and who was more than fair with him and the union.
What are the demands?
There are leaflets everywhere, and banners. What did they say again? Oh yes. Every worker, a member of the board.
Most of the workers probably don't know what that means.
I don't know what to think about that.
Fortunately, they explained it. Every time the Wild Pines group makes a decision about anything, it needs the signature of each of the 2,200 workers in its Martinez terminal.
Yeah, that would be a little rough.
Just so you understand, this is but one of 22 terminals owned by Wild Pines. Essentially, not only are they kings of the company, they are also kings of the 72,000 employees of Wild Pines Group.
So what are you gonna do?
I'm not sure. Naturally, I assume that was just their opening position. A hard-nosed tactic with a side of mockery. But there's been no follow-up, just the same nonsensical slogan repeated over and over again. And now, people are getting lynched, I hear. Behind the whirling in rags. A disastrous situation if there ever was one.
Excuse me, from whom did you hear about this lynching?
Yeah.
I first heard it from the bowyer at the gates. The one whose very name advertises his aversion to work. I think he said it was, "Call me mañana."
This checks out.
Okay.
No, wait. The chief negotiator heard it from a man at the gates. Surely the Wild Pines Group has more effective channels of information. After all, 2,200 people are on strike. This is a big deal for them.
Yeah. Did you put the scabs at the gate?
The scabs? You mean the huddled masses of Jamrog, come to plead for work where the union refuses to?
Don't let her answer it herself.
Let's call them strike breakers. You put them there, right?
If these strike breakers were organized by Wild Pines or its affiliates, then it would be a company secret. I could not share it with you. Not yet, at least.
I mean, but there was a murder.
It's implied. She's open to discussing this matter with you at a later occasion.
Okay. Tell me about the union boss.
Everard Clare is a man of the utmost integrity. If you can say one thing about him, it's that he always puts the interests of the workers first. Of course not. Everard is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick, viscous goo where you and I have blood.
Okay.
If you were to prick him with something sharp, you could see it oozing out. A knife, maybe? No, a rapier.
Nothing.
He is the most corrupt individual I have ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there is anyone more venal, more irredeemably nepotistic, then it's his twin brother, Edgar.
There's two of them?
Yes, Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy eye. He also talks exactly like Everard does, and when one's term as foreman is up, the other takes over. It's how they circumvent the term limits, you see, with a funny little switcheroo. While in office, they've embezzled God knows how much of their workers' dues.
What about the union itself?
The Débardeurs Union was once a perfectly normal institution. 20 years ago, anyway. It must not have been easy to establish under the Emergency Act, but they did it. I can respect that. Organised labour at its best, as they say. Then something happened in the local chapter elections. The brothers Clare came and transformed it into a... how do you say?
A mob. The Débardeurs are a crime syndicate. Sad as it may be, I suspect we'll be forced to cooperate with them.
Refreshingly honest, officer. The company has tried appeasing in the past, but I'm afraid our concessions have only emboldened Everard and his brother. And your opinion, detective, if I may ask? I'm a curious and talkative person, you see. Would you say the Débardeurs Union is...
Basically a socialist mob.
Thank you for being candid. Sadly, Wild Pines have cooperated with what amounts to a crime syndicate for 2 decades. However much you feed the wolf always hungers.
Hey, you said something happened in the elections?
I'm glad you asked. There was a woman, the previous forewoman of the Union. She disappeared.
Disappeared?
Yes. On the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned in and said she wasn't running anymore. Or coming to work. Ever. End of story.
Okay, then.
This forewoman, her name?
And what was her name?
Sadly, the company records do not even give a name. She's just forewoman in private correspondence. Holly. I don't even know if it's a sir or given name. And I don't have access to the union's files.
Probably some kind of extortion.
Indeed. The company suspects foul play, but there's nothing they could do. It was a union matter.
Of course.
The point of the presentation is, these kinds of things happen around the Clares. Watch out when you're dealing with him.
Thank you for your concern, ma'am. We'll be just fine.
Of course. How else can I help?
Okay, so what can you tell me about the
Quite a few
lynching?
things, I'm afraid. The information I'm to share with you includes sensitive trade secrets. For the sake of my employer, I have to ask for your names and badge numbers.
Of course, ma'am. We should have introduced ourselves. I am Lieutenant Kitsuragi, from Precinct 57. And this is my colleague from Precinct 41. I'm afraid he doesn't have his badge at the moment. I hope mine will suffice.
How curious. Why is that, Detective?
Remember from my unusual medical episode? Yeah.
I see. So, are you saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode?
Have you eaten it for all I know? I don't remember anything in this world, this city, nothing. Yes.
I can't hear you, darling. Speak up, please.
Oh, I can't. I don't remember anything.
Oh, dear. Some kind of encephalopathic amnesia. I don't even know how to respond. I do believe you, naive as that may sound. I simply can't imagine what you gain by faking such a condition.
As I said, ma'am, his technique may be very unconventional, but he is an officer of the RCM.
Of course, I sympathize, but I'm afraid I simply can't share anything more until I've seen that badge.
She's a professional negotiator. She should be open to some sort of mutually beneficial arrangement.
Of course. But before we do, officers, let me be perfectly clear. The situation is extremely volatile. The sooner we can speak about this lynching business, the better for all of us.
You know something about this
That's
tattoo.
the man who was killed. I'm afraid this is a discussion for once we've cleared the lynching question.
How is you looking at the photo tied to the lynching?
Better not tie the force day to the bat stay on this. I hope there is something else I can help you with. This reality.
Yes, reality is your side case. An experimental side case.
Related to the medical episode.
Ah, yes. The episode. Sounds like an acute case of encephalopathy, now that I think of it.
Don't be phased, madame. He functions perfectly well. He only needs a lowdown on all of reality.
We may be here a while then. Ask away, officer. I'll help however I can.
All right, we're in. I know these all look good, but begin with the first, okay?
We're in Martinez, baby.
Baby?
A casual term of endearment popular among the 50-plus crowd. It's a disco holdover, pay it no heed.
And what is Martinez?
Martinez is a district of Revachol. A very small district tucked away near the industrial harbour, north of the 881 and Jamrock. You would be excused for not knowing about it. Unimportant, they say. Forgotten, even. Shelled to smithereens during the Revolution. It has its charms, just not this time of year.
Okay, what sea is this?
It's not really a sea, it's the Bay of Revachol. And the bay feeds into the ocean.
Are we near the ocean?
Yes. We're on an island in an ocean. The world's largest body of water, the Insulindic.
Known to the early Revacholians as Les Immensités Bleues, the Blue Immensities.
I'm not a good ambassador.
Okay.
And I've only been here once before, as a teenager. Not a lot has changed. This place used to be a province, a workers' resort before the city swallowed it and the artillery did its work. The reeds are the real star of the show here now. The further down the coast, the wilder it gets.
What's the name of the island?
Caillou. Imagine a pebble. A smoothed-over pebble amidst a great blue sea, misshapen, cracked. The cracks are the River Esperance. We're in the delta of this river, on the 6th branch, the Martinez distributary.
Okay, what's Revachol?
Revachol? Revachol is what you call a city.
Kind of city.
The great kind.
What makes it great?
History detective. They built this city to resolve history. Our part in it, at least. Our centuries.
Who built it?
The nations of the Occident, or migrant workers from Seminine and Ile Marat, depending on your creed.
When was it built?
In the DeLorean century. 380 years ago.
And why will it resolve history?
They say it's where the terrible questions of our time will be answered. The tensions are highest, the fault lines deepest. By that I mean conflicts. Ideological conflicts. We are standing on a fertile, self-sufficient island able to sustain up to 200 million people in the middle of the Insulindic Ocean, the world's connective tissue. It's where the money is.
We're in an unimportant part of an important place.
I think it's fair to say so. Martinez is about...
A collection of tall ghosts behind the water vapor, light reflecting off their glass windows.
22 kilometers from the center of the world. That soldering iron is the Bank of the World building. The bottom floors are Insiacom. Coalition government in Cylindian mission.
Silence. She lowers her hand. The water, the light. It's as though you're seeing it for the first time.
Okay.
There is no recognition, only the immensity of the sea and the cold radiating from it.
Say nothing.
She observes your eyes scanning the horizon, then breaks the silence, slowly.
Was there something else you wanted to know? I remember something about a lowdown.
This has been informative. Thank you, man. I'm sure my memory-impaired partner has many more. Might I suggest not asking them all right now? Monsieur will be here later too, and tomorrow...
Absolutely. My commitment here is long-term.
Want to be lazy if I don't do it on
Of
him?
course not. You are already diligent for getting this far. And diligent boys remember where they left off.
Indeed.
Okay.
I'm always at your service. Glad to have been of assistance. The little that I know. Anything else?
Team Rich, can I have money?
Is what you want to say, but it isn't that easy, is it?
Why not?
Look at that lady. Take a gander. Squint your eyes, bub.
Nice fabrics.
Why, yes. Tucked away under that sturdy green raincoat, almost rustic in its simplicity, a silk shirt and matching scarf around her gentle throat, while dull orange pearls hang from her earlobes, red from the cold. Her light green eyes scan you. These are the kind eyes of the rich man that seem to say everything is possible, within reason.
Oh?
Now look at you, you misery-clad simian, barely able to tie your own laces. Your armpits are lakes. A scythe of booze precedes you. Your hair sticks to your forehead, and your underwear feels uncomfortable. You're poor. Poor as balls. You can't ask this person for money. You're too...
I'm not ashamed.
Oh, but you are. Too ashamed to ask this person for money. Too...
As I was saying,
Aw.
if there's any way I may be of assistance...
That's all.
Of course, detective.
What is this? I have no idea what any of this is yet, so. Oh wait, I can get bonuses? Okay. Okay, so I need to get my badge for that. Alright guys, I'm gonna call it there for now. Thank you so much for hanging out. Not sure which day I'll be back. Just cause I don't want to overdo it with coming back too quick. all at once. So, but my plan is to try and do start with at least a couple a week, and we'll just kind of go from there and see how I feel and all that. But yeah. Thank you to Chill. Thank you, Killbot, for hanging out. Thank you, Mox. I will catch you guys all next time. Bye, everybody.